Hey y'all, it's VJ.
It's Jane.
And this is
A Sip and a Shot.
Shooter.
This girl. This is
Sorry.
lame.
Oh, okay. I don't know if we talked about this. I'm finding us a shooter.
She's finding a shooter. We're unprepared this week. But we are sipping on rum and OJ.
Rum and OJ for OJ the Juice Man. Cheers to the good.
Cheers to the bad.
Cheers to all the things we wish we had.
Raggy self.
It's perfect. It's OJ and then rum comes from where?
Yeah.
Makes sense. So I do have a shooter.
What's your shooter?
And I can't remember if we talked about it.
Okay.
And just let me know if we have.
Will do.
If a man flies you out, are you obligated to have sex with him?
You're not obligated to sleep with anybody. One, we haven't talked about this.
Okay.
We've talked about it ourselves, I think, but not on the podcast. You're not obligated to sleep with anybody unless it has been expressly stated that is the purpose for your visit, I would say. Now, if that person tries to sleep with you, don't be surprised. Don't be like, oh,
would you?
God, I never knew.
I didn't know this is what you wanted.
I
think it depends on the.
It depends on the person.
And then also, I think it depends on the level of flew out.
Okay, what are levels of flew out?
Are you taking me being flown to Miami? It's not going to be the automatic assumption for me.
It depends on who's flying you to Miami. There's a lot of good names in Miami. A lot of big names in Miami.
Yeah, but if you got a big name, then you can fly me somewhere out of the country.
What? What if he's working?
Then you don't have time for me anyway.
Girl, you are so fake.
How
You
fake?
telling me if a $1 million man is like, I have a crazy work week, but I want to have dinner with you, I'll fly you out here for dinner.
And then fly me back?
And then fly you come out for dinner, we won't worry about getting you back tonight. I'll fly you back tomorrow whenever you want to leave. Right? You telling me you ain't hopping on that
to be flown out for dinner?
Flown out for dinner?
That's a real burn and turn trip.
It's a real burn and turn.
To Miami?
Yeah, girl. I'll be to Charlotte, North Carolina. I don't give a fuck. Put me on the plane. I'll come eat. For food, it's one of those things like, how would you get caught? How is the easiest way to kidnap you? Food. I can tell you that right now. Burritos, pasta, hamburgers, chicken. Any carbs at this point in
real
life.
good hamburger joint we could go to.
Barbecue, whatever the local
Just
state fair
send me the boarding pass. Send me the boarding pass.
Send me the Yelp for the restaurant and a boarding pass, and I'm in there. Shoot, I don't know if you need a boarding pass for a private plane. Jet you out.
Now, private plane going to Miami, I might make some shake. But coach to Miami,
Coach riding on Southwest, I don't think so.
For Spirit,
love me a good Southwest, but no thank you. And definitely not Spirit. If you try to get me flued out on Spirit, we got a problem.
I think if you got flown out anywhere, this might be setting us back as women. If you got flown out anywhere and you went and you came back and you were like, no, nothing happened, I would be pissed off for that man.
But what if he didn't make any moves?
Or it's a possibility.
Or like the opportunity didn't present itself.
If you spent the night, the opportunity is going to present itself.
One would think.
You're not going to make that move?
No, I don't make any moves. Me?
You gotta make a move.
I don't make any moves unless I already know what what's going on. Unless it's that situation, if we've already done something or it's clear what's happening. But if it's oh, we've hung out 1 or 2 times and you want to fly me out,
because I just want to see you.
Yeah,
I ain't seen.
No, I've had friends get flued out.
Did they bust it?
Yes, and I want to give some tips for spicing things up for them. That'll be a different episode. Different topic. We ain't got time for that today. But they did, or they just had a good party time.
And they got flown back.
Yeah, they got flown
Who
back.
Who got flew out?
Can't say no names on this podcast because all of them are in relationships now. Oh, and not with the people that.
No, I'm
flew
sure.
back. Yeah,
I'm sure.
But I will say, my rule is if you are going to be flued out, make sure you have money for your flight
to
back.
Get yourself back home.
And for a hotel stay.
And an Uber.
And just have some money. Just have some money.
So you're never in a position where you have to, like, I agree with you where it's like, don't feel like you are obligated to do anything. However,
I think there's some unsaid expectations.
Yeah, and be mindful of that. So, like, if anyone ever asks you and you're like, BJ, I don't know what to do, I'm like, are you prepared to go there with that person?
Yeah, that's
and if the answer is no, then I'm going to suggest that you either A, have a conversation, or B, don't go.
And that's my rule. I think my rule for dating, anyways. Like, if you're gonna go out with somebody, have your own money to pay for whatever you guys are doing. Just so you have a backup plan. Like, something could go left. There could be an emergency. There could be anything. He could just be a trash individual. She could be a trash individual. But be prepared to fend for yourself if you need to.
Would you fly a man out?
Would I fly a man out? No. Have I had people come visit here to see me? Yes.
That wasn't the question. Would you fly a man?
I said no.
If you flew a man out and he wasn't giving up the goods,
I ain't flying nobody out, so there ain't no question. Ain't nothing.
If I was a multi-millionaire, I would fly somebody out.
I'm not flying nobody out. I'm gonna fly myself to them. I'm gonna fly out there. It's my vacation. I can see you when I want to, but I'm gonna get some beach time in. I'm gonna have myself a mini vacation. You pop up when I need you to.
What if he doesn't live in like a place with a beach?
Ain't it for me. Guess we're having a weekend in the hills. Off to the countryside. But I'm also the type of person that does not like people in my space. Where it's like, I don't, unless I'm super comfortable, like, you don't need to know where I stay at. You just go to your place. It's always my thing. Even in college, I've been like that. I
don't even know what my thing is anymore.
I'm like, I don't want you here.
I'm trying to think, what would I do? And I think, like, we had this conversation. I don't like going to homes because I don't necessarily know what I want to do yet, and I don't want to put myself in a position like homeboy. If I knew that if I knew I wanted to go all the way there with him, then my decisions would have been easier for like whether he's coming over here or I'm going over there.
Yeah, I mean,
but if you don't know that, then I don't think you should make any moves.
Yeah, I mean, it's very easy to decide in the moment and not decide.
You can decide on the flight there if you want to.
I'm going home. Yeah, I mean, even if you're at somebody's house, like I went. Ooh, the man. I was like, is that the nickname that we gave him on the show? But like, I think our second or third time we went out, or not went out. I had a work meeting at 7 o'clock at night or 9 o'clock at night or something, and I was like, I have a meeting, but if you're fine with me taking my call, then whatever, I'll see you. And so we were there, we kicked it or whatever, and he tried, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna go home. This is great though. Good times. And things were good for about 6 months after that. And then I can't make the bombing sound, but no, that was good.
That was good.
That was really good.
Really good. That was really good.
I hope that got picked up well on the audio. Yeah. Okay. But I would love to get flued out. I can't say Michael B. Jordan anymore, but
you can get flued out with Michael B. Jordan. Is he off limits for you now?
Yeah, he's
like a hard off? Or
not
like
a hard off, but it's like, ever since somebody said he looked like Steve Harvey, it's really been downhill from there.
I think that's what you needed someone to say.
It's really been downhill
that man
from
don't
there.
look right. I've seen Steve Harvey at Michael B. Jordan's age, and he ain't it.
No. There's a picture. That picture that was floating around, and like now I can't unsee it, and then now I'm like more and more the longer he's in this relationship, I'm just like, oh, you making me tired. And he wanna go on Ellen talk about he sees him. I didn't even listen to the interview. No, thank you. I'm talking about real heartbreak. true heartbreak.
It's VJ.
It's James.
And this is
A Sip
and a Shot. Bye.